The scariest part of The Devil in Me, now that we're back after a 12-hour, 18-hour break, a 19-hour break, I guess, did our save? Holy cow. If it didn't save, it'll be uninstalled. Let me put it that way. Hello, Sinvicta, by the way. Hello. Continue story. You're welcome if you haven't played this, because these are spoilers. It means you don't have to play the game for yourself. I would estimate we are 65% of the way through the game. I base that on nothing except that's how it feels like the story arc is going right now. It feels like they've baited the hook a little bit. And now, like, usually these games, you're like, oh, and now I'm ready for it to end. And then they give you, like, a prologue in the middle of the movie that's like, you go back in time and, like, play as a new character. You learn a little bit about the villain. And then you have the ultimate sort of, like, resolution where you, like, fight the villain. And then, you know, people live and people die. Some may win, some may lose. Some are born to sing the blues, as Steve Perry said.
Pleased to see you too, Kate. Glad you're alive.
Listen, I found out some new information.
So we saw this yesterday, but let's watch it again.
That was not Dumet. That was Joseph Morello. He's a true crime writer. I found one of his books.
How's he wrapped up in this?
I don't know.
You know how much nicer it would have been if
bedrooms,
Dumet was actually
there was a
Steve
body,
Martin's
a
character from
woman.
Only Murders in the
She'd
Building?
been decapitated. It was Joseph Morello's wife. I saw a photo of her.
You're messing with the wrong guy!
So we're not his first victims.
I know this is highly bat-chestable, but I think a lot of media properties would be better if they just added a character from another movie. It doesn't always have to be like, oh, Batman versus Superman. But, like, what if you just took, like, you know, Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg from the other guys, and then you just put them in, you know, like Matilda the Musical, the movie, or something like that. Please no? What are you talking about? That would be fun. That would be a fun time. Yeah, like Ready Player One, my favorite movie. Frasier and Bambi? Sure, why not?
Jesus.
Put Frasier in Gosford Park, he'd fit right in.
Feeds, recording decks, a mixer big enough for countless mics.
He's streaming to 9 people right now.
He's got utilities running through here, hydraulics, electrics, everything. He can control the whole building from here.
How far down does it go?
And now, what are your thoughts on Hercules Clump? He's the strongest boy I've ever seen in my life. He is like a young Hercules.
Charlie would say this guy is a fractured psyche. That he's wearing a mask to put what he's doing on a different personality.
That's probably just his theory because he can't reconcile it.
His game theory. Hold on, let's get some lore.
It's a mistake to say he's just crazy.
Subject, my order. Can I tell you this? It only happens to me like once a year. But I was genuinely laughing at my own joke where we looked at the invoice for construction and it said, you know, pipe work 10 weeks. I said 10 weeks of pipe work. What is this, your mom's semester abroad?
No.
You can type I can't to that. The only other one I can remember off the top of my head is when Apollo was playing Apex and he found an anvil receiver and he said, oh, I found an anal receiver. And I said, oh, what'd you find, a mirror? That one got me good. Listen, you might not...
Did his mommy not hug him enough?
As far as I'm concerned, even though we live in more sensitive times, that joke is still funny. Can you shut up for a second? I'm trying to read this invoice, okay?
Or an uncle. Any adult figure, really.
From Brandon Day to Amber Harris. Good morning, Brandon. I can assure you all our custom masks are very robust. They are often used in long-running theater productions and filming intense action scenes. The material used for your mask is plastic resin-coated wood. Okay, note to self, we're going to peep-o-g that. We're going to peep-o-g that. Good morning, Amber. Thanks for your reply and putting my mind at rest. Reminder, this should remain confidential. Me, when I receive an NDA'd, embargoed piece of media about a game that I've never heard of in my entire life from an unsolicited email from a stranger. Note, by opening this email, you have implicitly signed a non-disclosure agreement for a piece of DLC for a game you've never played on a console you don't own. Excuse me, bloody fingerprint here? Careful, careful.
Chicago Police, Mr. Monday, this is Chicago Police. Can you open the door, please? Mr. Monday, I'm Officer Stanley with Chicago Police Department. Can you hear me, sir? Agent Monday. Officer Stanley. I need assistance at 8 West 50th Street, requesting immediate backup. I'm in Agent Monday's apartment. There's blood everywhere, and a body.
I'm not going to say the line. I'm not saying the
I
line.
think,
I'm not going to say that Agent Monday was consuming a cannabis brownie, and that's why the officer is requesting backup to throw him in prison for life. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not going to say it, okay? I'm not going to say that this man was watching a pirated movie in the safety of his own home, not bothering anybody, and that's why they're sending him to prison, okay? I say it best when I say nothing at all.
Can we use this gear to find a way out? Maybe we can open those shutters in the lobby.
I'll gladly pay you Monday for an hamburger today, I will. True.
He's been tracking us since
True.
we arrived.
Bro, what the hell? This is what my Among Us opponents have on their second monitor. Anytime we go into the emergency meeting, I'm like, I don't know, I was just doing tasks. Then somebody's like, well, at first I saw Erin, she was in the bedrooms, and then she went to the restaurant. Then she went to the blackout room. And then I'm like, what the hell? I thought we were playing a game here, not playing Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I'll stick to Switch Sports Golf. This is just a robot. Don't freak out.
Take a look at this.
You're messing with the wrong guy. Please don't think he's real.
The guy we saw murdered.
It was a setup?
There was no groundskeeper.
We gotta talk to
We saw
Dumet
a
about
guy in a
this.
yellow jacket with her stuff.
I guess that was Mr. Demet.
Sick fuck turned him into a mannequin. It's the Neuralink. They downloaded his brain onto an SD card. Kids are calling it Neuralink. They download your brain onto a USB key and plug it in wherever they please. They call it mind jacking. Go ahead, say it. Mind jacking. I can't. Go ahead, say it. Say it. Hold on. There's a staircase back here, I recall. Jogging in my jeans. Okay. I was hoping to go down the stairs first. Thank you. What is this again? It's a kind of makeup light? I thought she had a crystal. What happened to her crystal? What do you call an apple that fell on the floor? Listen, I'm begging you not to bring that over here, okay? Can I tell you something, though? I'm done buying produce at Walmart. I know I talked about it yesterday. I got 2 pounds of Honeycrisp apples for $3 Canadian. I'm getting to... There's like 7 apples left in the bag. I've had like 11 apples. And they were pretty good, but they're so small. They're like this big. The rest of the apples are all like... I mean, let me just put it this way. If Joni Mitchell doesn't care about spots on her apples, she's welcome to come pick some up. I'll give them to her at a discount price. I'm going back to a real grocery store to buy fruits and vegetables next time. This is not... These apples are not appropriate. They're not fit for human consumption in apple form. They are fit for human consumption in a juice form, perhaps. But then I gotta clean my damn juicer. Rarely alone. More difficult to separate her. Wandered the hotel later last night. Opportunity. Bathed away from the family room. Noticeably tired towards the end of the day. Oh my god, she's just like me. Drink socially. Use this. Heavy sleeping pills. Target her at the end of the day. Give wine and sleeping pills when bathing. Separate her. Just this is a simple question. I don't want to sound like a sicko. Is it really that complicated? You got like people staying in your hotel willfully? Can't you just have like a skeleton key to the room and then when they're asleep, open the door and shoot them in the chest? I don't understand why he's being so complicated. Tuna Collins, 41 years old, open-minded, healthy, within 1,000 kilometers. Big tuna. Nuclear family of 5, estranged extended family, fluent in Spanish and French, ambidextrous, travels a lot, runs late at night, runs when traveling as well. What is this, like her online dating profile?
Are we?
Andrew Collins, average build, did amateur boxing, deal with first. I don't understand, why don't you just shoot him? I'd feel like Scott Evil a little bit here, but like, If he's an amateur boxer, you don't have to take him in hand-to-hand combat. Can't you just shoot him? You just don't get it, do you? Unknown medical condition. Follow up on this. Is he playing Hitman? Medical bills. Pressure. Small but close extended family. Will they call them? Insecure. Caffeine addict. Well, now you're just being rude, quite frankly. What are you going to do? Put a can of coffee in the vending machine and then have it break to really send them over the edge? If it turns out that that whole cigarette vending machine was a ruse to get Charlie tilted,
He's profiling
this
us.
guy really is sick. I just don't get it. Like, didn't you just call the company and say, come to my murder hotel? And they were like, oh yeah, we'll be there like this afternoon. Like, what's with the surveillance? It just seems like it's not necessary. They volunteered to be killed. This is like me killing bots in Fortnite. I'm like, oh, there's two 181 behind the tree. Okay, I'll use my grenade launcher to break the tree and you shoot. Like, they're just standing there. Nope, sorry, this is the same floor we were on. I'm going up, don't worry. I'm going up. Great emote. We've added a bunch of emotes today to keep people busy while I'm playing The Devil in Me. We got Charmander, so when my daughter comes into my office and she says, show me Charmander, you can show her Charmander. We also have I Can't, which is like, wow, something so funny you forgot to laugh. And then we've got He's Bald, which is me looking shocked. Potentially it's something obvious, but I think you could use it in a wide variety of situations.
What is this?
Oh, here we go. It's the only thing in the game that is quiet. Like, I'm standing right next to it and I can't hear it. Can you just talk over it? Here I dreamt I was an architect. I can't hear it.
Look at this. It saw his little tricks of moving walls and crap.
Nothing in this shit box is real. He controls everything from here. It's a murder factory.
You're right. We should use this against him.
I want to find Mark, not play Demet's game.
If we trap him...
I forgot that Mark had an arrhythmia and was he's now imprisoned.
Okay, look. He's in here, right? So we get him to go down this hall, and we trap him between these two moving walls. There's no other way out of there. He'd be stuck.
Are you an architect now?
But how do you make sure he goes down that hall to begin with? One of us is going to have
To be bait.
No, no way. It's too risky, Jamie.
So is letting him run free. I'd say that's more dangerous. Come on.
There's no second chances here.
Allegedly.
My plan? I'll be the bait.
If you're sure, just...
I was going to
If it
suggest
looks like
that
it's going south,
Kate be
get
the
hell
bait
out of there.
because
More
she
than
has
here.
plot armor right now. Honestly, I need that. Here's my thinking,
I might
okay?
need that. If he shows his face.
Here, take it.
I think that
The mech comes for you.
she's going to be bait, so they're going to make us think that she is the one that's in danger. However, I think actually Holmes is going to ambush Kate, and then her having the screwdriver gives her the ability to fight back.
Let's do this.
Stick to the plan.
Obviously.
So how do we get out?
Third floor must be a work in progress. Okay, be ready. You're gonna have to time it right to trap him and not me.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
All right. Here goes nothing.
Timing's very important in a lot of things, including comedy. Reminds me of one of my favorite jokes. Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting cow. Moo. You kind of need a second person for that one. But honestly, that one killed on the school bus back in the day.
Head down the hall. Keep to the right.
Me and my Minecraft strip mine.
Was this on the map?
Wish I could hear what she's playing. She's off the map. Tiny boop squig shorterly. I know I'm being harsh, like right out of the gate here. I mean, it's not really right out of the gate because we played 4 hours yesterday, but it really is like the worst parts of the Resident Evil 2 remake. Here we go. Mannequin, cat, nothing. Mirror, aka nothing. Okay, we're shimmying. The Resident Evil 2 remake is really good, don't get me wrong. But there were times like, you know, Mr. X chases you a little bit, and then you're just in a room in the mansion, and you're like, what the hell? Where am I? You're walking around waiting for chat to tell you where to go. Like, worst parts of Resident Evil 2 remake? So what, the whole thing? What do you... excuse me, I'm distracted. I found an obel. Resident Evil 2 remake. Oh, I've only played Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2 remake. Resident Evil 2 remake is better in my opinion. RE7 was still good. Actually, that's not true. I played an hour and a half of Resident Evil 6 with my wife and then actually had to call it because the camera was making me so nauseous I knew I was going to throw up on stream. Scary. Very spooky. What can you do with the obels? I think if you go back to the main menu, you can spend them in the crypt to unlock dioramas. Same jump scare like 8 times. I'm inoculated to it now. And it's like the only reason it's even scary is because of the fact that they play like that loud noise when it happens. I'm not anti-jump scare, but you gotta like, you know, mix it up a little bit. Take a lesson from M. Night Shyamalan. You know, when the alien walks across the home video. Sometimes you don't need like a cello sting in order to scare it up, man. You could just play up the sense of unease instead.
Shit! Come on, bitch.
Sorry, I got startled by the guy I was following. Okay, I'm ready for the QTEs. Remember, the mouse button can be tough to parse. That was a tricky one. Greatest reaction time in the business. Run, just run. Don't bluff. What do you mean bluff? He's obviously chasing you. Okay, good. This is classic QTE. Oh, I didn't even have an event! Do it now.
Close it! Fucking close it! No, not yet!
Well, I made it. See, this is what I mean, like, when I'm gonna pause for just a second because I'm gonna go off on a rant here. Your choices matter, okay? Because we were talking about this before the stream. I didn't write the game. They wrote the game. Why is the choice close it now or don't close it? And then when I say close it now, she runs and she says, no, not now. Like, that's just, I know that because people in chat who, like, they love these games, and I like them too in their own way. They defend it like, well, you made the wrong decision. Well, why didn't they at least make both decisions at least make sense with the writing? Like, I can accept making the wrong decision, but like, of all, you have an infinite canvas to paint with infinite words. Why would you write something that just contradicts what you just wrote? It doesn't make sense. Like, you could have wrote anything. Like, why did you, okay, she trips for some reason, which already has me feeling a little bit tilted, because I thought the point of the QTEs was that you could trip if you fail the QTE. But then instead, I passed all the QTEs and she tripped anyway. And then, close it now. She starts closing it. Don't close it. I literally just said close it. Why don't you just have her trip and say, close it now, and then don't put the part where she says not now. Cut that completely and leave everything else the same. So it looks like she can barely make it out the door. The only reason she makes it out of the door is because of the QTE. And then the player is like, I did the right thing. I told her to close it now. She closed it. I nailed the QTE and barely made it out. There's a sense of tension. Hey, Karen, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Sorry. I just sort of... Just of all... I know how this is like way too... Listen, I don't have an obligation to be like, oh, whatever. And then it didn't matter anyway. I don't have an obligation to be a fair critic. You know, this is just for entertainment purposes. But like, of all the ways to make it, like, why make it bad?
Jamie, fucking run!
This is why she has the screwdriver. You guys didn't look at my passwords, did you?
Fuck.
Imagine how strong this guy would be if he could jog. He would be unstoppable. Listen, I know, again... Always with the white tile rooms. Always run. You see an open door, you don't have to run through it. There was a circle. You could have just gone around in a circle.
Jamie, stop!
Are they always running into the white tile rooms, and then the door closes behind them and they're like, oh, like they couldn't see this coming. Yeah, undo.
A button. There's a reverse symbol on it.
Emergency meeting.
What does it?
No!
Okay, we know that she gets crushed by the glass. So we should try to make decisions that keep her alive, because that tells me that that's the right decision.
Move! Ah!
Bro, you're just... You're helping the wall!
Jamie! Kay, I think when I hit this thing, the wall will go the other way.
Towards me, you mean?
Yeah, this thing will kill me if I don't press it. Wait! I know! If I do press it, then you're the one that dies.
Yo, but she has a screwdriver. The screwdriver's gonna save her.
He's making you choose which one of us dies.
I'm sorry.
Press the button. For sure, press the button. I can't let myself die.
I'm sorry, I have to.
Yeah, press it, let it run for like 15 seconds, then press it again.
I'm sorry.
Yo, it's really going back at like full speed. Use the screwdriver. At least try to push it again.
It's not on you. You hear me? You go!
Use the screwdriver! Do something!
I'm not letting you die alone!
Jamie, I don't want to die. Not like this, not like this, please!
Kate,
Oh, she's torched. Okay, well.
What an excruciating way to go.
Thank God she had the screwdriver.
Jamie pressed the button to kill Kate. I know they didn't always see eye to eye, but I didn't think she'd be that cold-blooded.
They didn't show the body? Well,
Jamie chose not to save Erin when she could.
I know we've seen a man get cooked to death and then resurrect, but this one feels like it would be really cheap if she came back.
Charlie has proved himself capable, surviving the furnace and every other obstacle. Who would have thought it? Did the hint I gave you earlier help?
No, not at all.
Perhaps you'd like another.
You know what? Sure, why not?
Have you read The Valley of Fear?
I have not.
The last of the Sherlock Holmes novels, and one of the best.
I've only seen the BBC show, I'm sorry to say.
The temptation to form premature theories upon insufficient data is the bane of our profession.
Really? I would have thought that it would be crime.
You should get back. I hope these chats are helpful. I certainly wouldn't want them to be intimidating.
I get it, you're old, you're
I'll
lonely.
be watching your progress. As always,
It's kind of like a public service for me to come here.
very closely.
No, it's my pleasure, really. You have the best tea. I knew it. I knew it.
You okay?
Bro, that must be a craftsman for sure. The screwdriver kit we got from IKEA would not break an entire glass wall due to that kind of pressure. It would have bent in a heartbeat. She should not be mad at
Let's not
Jamie.
hang around.
You know she would have made the same decision. Like, the only reason I'd be mad is why didn't you press the button 2 times? We could have hung out in that room for, like, you know, a couple of weeks at least.
Fuck!
Okay, now this, we have to atone for our previous mistakes. Mark should not have found himself in this situation. Unfortunately, he has tachycardia. It made the rhythm minigame impossible. I can break this pipe. Oh, he can break this pipe. That felt right to me. I succeeded in a quick time event, and the thing that you would expect to happen happened. I don't feel betrayed by the narrative. But I will say, for 10 weeks of pipe work, Holmes should be pretty pissed off because we just got out. No, please, is that where so we got captured? We had one quick time event, and then we're like back with the rest of the group. That was the detour. No way. No, they gotta give me like at least a 15-minute section or something. I don't believe it. You can just walk over it? Yo, he's out of the house, man. He's free. Okay.
Come on, hurry!
What about his handcuffs, though? Well, I guess he's probably not going to swim to safety, now that I think about it. Oh, you guys are out, too. Okay. It's just that easy. Oops. Nice try. Turns out if you just tried the windows, you would have been free to go at your leisure. Maybe that's what he's trying to tell them. Just use the window! Aim for the face. Be careful, his mask is a wood resin. It's unbreakable. They use it in stage productions. Every piece of information you have may be vital in the climax. Okay, it's a heartbeat event. Just imagine you got to find a song that matches up to this, okay? I'll get ready to get crystalled.
3, 4.
I can feel you breathe, bump bump, watching into me, bump bump. Suddenly I'm melting into you. You know what? I should have equipped it. I feel like I should have equipped the crystal. No, okay, maybe we're fine. I'm insane. It's not me. It's not me. It's a different locker. High school principals when one person is caught smoking weed. I can't. I'm okay. It's slower this time. Her cardio is insane. She's okay. Pull out the crystal, man. The crystal will save you. It can stop the bullet. Hey! Invisibility crystal. She got the invis rune at 4 minutes. Careful, she's gonna gank. They're ganking mid. We should run. He's not gonna get bored before this locker. Running is the right decision here. Run again. You're not gonna hide from this guy. It's his house. Give me the left mouse, right mouse. Okay, you literally ran in a circle. I probably would have chosen a direction, but I'm not in this situation. Excuse me, Did you not see that the prompt, it activated with like a millisecond left? The icon was it was still on the screen. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saving me. I thought you were a bad guy. Okay, quick loading screen. Help me! Quaid! Start the reactor!
Help! Please!
Well, not like that. Yo, elbow drop from the 3rd story? It's like 800 damage in Rumbleverse. Okay, that time we saw the body. She is not coming back. But... oh, Jesus Christ. It makes sense for her character arc, because she made the decision to kill Kate earlier, and now she sacrificed her life to save her. Plus, she's the main character, so, you know... She had a great run as far as secondary characters go. She got the greatest fate a secondary character could have, sacrificing their life to save the main character. I'm losing it right now, too, because Chib said he was talking to me in the Discord last night. He said the game is 8 to 10 hours long. How much stalling did Chiblee do during the game? Because there is no way that this is like the halfway point. This is the end. Get the crystal out! Oh no, here we go. He doesn't know. Well, I honestly thought that this was like an homage to The Shining. Maybe it still is, so I assumed that this would be closer to the end, but here's my new prediction, okay, for what's about... By the way, this is going to make me throw up, but here's my new prediction for what's going to happen. Despite escaping successfully through the maze, when we get out, Holmes is going to be there, but then Mark, like an archangel, is going to appear and take off his mask, and then they're going to be like, Agent Monday? And then he's going to be like, "Rah! How did you know my name? How did you piece together the clues of my identity, even though you have no idea, like, who I actually am for story purposes?" And yeah, he'll be like, "I would have done it if it weren't for you meddling kids." Oh, we can't...
This is supposed to be a way out.
Can't mantle those anymore, okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm
Yes,
just...
this maze was a cute garden feature.
If you added like a zoom out function, I would definitely consider this, but otherwise I'm just gonna send it. Are you silly? I'm just gonna send it. Oh, I can't get out that way. Okay, so that means we're gonna have to drag something. No, maybe not. Never mind. Always stick on the left in a maze. See, many of you have also done intermediate C++ at a vocational institute. You ever build a Roman numeral converter that converts a Roman numeral to its Arabic numeral? Yes, I have. Me too. Me too. I'm sure every professor had a story like this, but when he handed our assignments back, our professor told us that one year he gave that Roman numeral assignment. And the purposes of the assignment is, you know, it's problem solving, but also they're like introducing switch statements or something. And he said that one of the students wrote a 1,000 case switch statement. That was basically just like, if the inputted string is I, then return 1. If it's XIV, then return 14. If it's... I don't think he did well on the assignment, but that is very funny. An opal? Smartest Southwest Airlines employee. I know he's not your son, but I married you for you. I know he's your son, but I married you for you, not your son. Besides, it's your ex-wife's responsibility to stop him from doing stupid things, not mine. Oh, I don't know. I think maybe I'm just depressed already because of this trip. It's not what I had in mind when you said we were taking me away to a secret island. I don't care if he is Harrison Lee, the famous horror fiction writer. You only work for him. You don't have to go on vacation with him, too. Can we spend some time with just the two of us? Cecile? Dear Kurt, I thought it would be easier to write this down because I get upset when I try to talk to you about it. I'm in distress. You know I don't get along with Thomas. I just don't get why we have to take him anywhere with us. By your own admission, he's a frickin' nightmare, and it's getting me down having him around all the time. What kind of paper did she write this on, man? It's really... I don't know how old the note is, but it's really stood up to the elements out here. Well, we should still peep the statue, I think. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. Okay, in a maze, you stick to the left. The left is this way. You see that? Was that interactable? It is interactable. Can I vault? Okay, well, maybe we'll have to get up there. What actually scares you? This is not a joke. Midsummer is a pretty scary movie. It's pretty it creates a sense of uncomfortableness. Most anxiety-inducing moment for me in Midsummer is when the vape lord pees on the sacred tree and everyone's like lighting him up. I think I'm just letting Tomo out of my room here for a second. One second. There's just something about, like, you know that they've tolerated his misbehavior up to that point for reasons that are obvious once the movie reaches its conclusion. But, like, when he finally takes it one step too far and the dude's, like, lighting him up in a foreign language he doesn't understand, I'm like, oh no, it's like my worst nightmare. You went poop in the pee toilet? That wasn't a toilet, that was a sacred urn, or, you know. Why did it have a flush on it? Magnus, why did it have a flush on it? An obol? Did that happen in Korea? No, not really. Not that I can think of. If anything, I was kind of like a plumbing terrorist in Korea. I know I've said it many times before. They tell you when you wipe your poopy butt, don't put the tissue paper, the toilet paper in the toilet and flush because the plumbing can't handle it. I was flushing that shit non-stop. You think I'm taking a shower in a room that has a garbage can full of like fecal paper in it? Like, no shot, dude. Okay, I have no idea what that... I guess that's going to help us solve a power puzzle in Resident Evil 9. Power up the control box. Sure. Doesn't work. You gotta follow the wires. Oh, and there they go. Okay, now time to do some parkour. Oh, but you can't go this way, idiot. Where the hell did you stay? It wasn't like, well, I don't know, like, were you in a hotel or something? Because I was in, like, an apartment. There was some culture shock, too. I remember when the school administrator came over to my apartment because I had to hand it over when my contract was done. He was so mad that I was wearing shoes, like, in the entrance of the apartment. He was like, please take your shoes off. I was like, buddy, this is my apartment. I've been living here for the last year. You came into my house and said, take your shoes off? That's when I realized that I was just a cog in the machine. There was no respect for me as an individual. Dude came into my abode and told me how to live my life. He's done it. Look at that. Shoes on indoors? Well, it's like when you... Listen, okay, it's hard to explain if you've never been there. I am a shoes off indoors sort of guy, okay? But both Korea and Japan take it to like the next level. Like, when you walk into your apartment, there's like a little... There's a recessed landing, which is like the only place in your apartment that you're supposed to have shoes on, according to the culture. And sometimes, if you have like two people over, that space is not big enough for two people to both take their shoes off in there. So you go like stand on the tile and take your shoes off, and then that's when the dude was freaking out. It was like I was holding like a dynamite with like a lit fuse. And he was like pleading with me, like, please, take your shoes off before someone gets hurt. Like, it was crazy. Okay. Number 2. We'll hit number 3 then. It's Resident Evil. Let me out. Let me out. Let me in. Let me in. I do think you should take your shoes off in the house, though. Like, what do you do if you... I guess it's like one of those things where, like, if you've ever broken the seal, if you've ever worn your shoes in the house, you're like, well, I might as well just keep it up because the floor's dirty anyway, but... Like, what do you do in the winter time when it's, like, snowy and slushy? Like, obviously you're not wearing your winter boots, like, in the house. Shoe shine killer killed?
Good morning, Chicago. We begin today with some breaking news. Chicago police today confirmed the body of a man found in a fire at an abandoned warehouse in the Fulton River District to be that of missing FBI agent Hector Monday.
The impact font is so good. Always makes me think of like those badly cropped boomer images that are like, normally it's like there's top text and bottom text, but they crop them so it only has the top text, and it always says something like, my kids don't want to see me. And then probably the bottom part is like, cause I am keeping it real and I tell it like it is. But because they crop it at the top, it just, I mean, you get the idea.
But police identified Monday from dental records.
I don't believe that Agent Monday is dead. I believe that Agent Monday faked his own death to become Triple H. My kids don't come visit anymore, bottom text. My favorite is one that says, I'd wipe my ass. So true. Upvotes to the left. Another obol. I'm going to spend these. Just you wait. It's going to happen. Her nail polish do be holding up well. You know what? This whole thing is like a Revlon ad. I don't know. What are I couldn't name a single brand of bespoke nail polish. Juicy Couture? Oh, excuse me? There's a panel over there. Aren't they all just like YouTube makeup artists, like white label stuff now? I'm not really an expert on the industry, obviously. OPI is old and still the GOAT? You done with OPI? Yeah, you know me. So we'll be climbing up this ladder now. It's a long one. Pack a snack. Why is she flashing her badge? Where is Charlie? Hold on, where is Charlie? Did he get stuck in another room? I can't remember. He escaped from the oh no. He crawled from the twisted burning wreckage. Oh, you need me to sign that?
Yes, please. Can I have your signature, please?
Okay. Yes, you may.
Oh, the pen is not. There you go.
Okay, should be good. There you go.
Thank you. Huge fan.
It was, she handed me a check to sign. I'm not going to tell you what the number was, but it kind of took my breath away for a second.
I didn't make it up.
I know, that's... I was like, holy cow, what the... Boy, what did you eat? Yeah, I don't really... Yeah, that's why I was just going to say I don't feel comfortable being in here. QTs, QTs, QTs. Oh, she's girl boss. Yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it. No, well, at least give me the choice. Run. Just keep running. He's got an axe. He's gonna be belabored. QTE. I'm ready. I'm primed. Is this whole game just chase sequences? No, it just got good. Prior to this, it was just walking through hallways. Obviously!
Come on. Please don't do this.
This is where Mark comes in. I know you're gonna be like, he's not here. I promise you, Mark, he's about to appear. No, maybe not. She's going to the damn sunken place. Wow, she's definitely dead. Guaranteed. For sure. Chad, no, she's done, Chad. She's gone. I know, you know, we've had a lot of close calls where it seemed like somebody should die from like an obvious injury and then they don't, but this one, damn it. This one, she's actually gone. I'm so upset that I lost my camera just because the game is so dark. Like, I needed the camera to be able to see something. Oh my god, never mind! Did you ever see the second Knives Out? Listen, it's not a crazy question, but the way that you phrased it makes it easy to dunk on a little bit. Hasn't it been out for like 5 days? I've not seen the new Knives Out yet, but it is my... I guarantee that I will see it. I really liked the first one. Me and who?
Jesus.
Don't cry. You can rely on me, brother. It's kind of horrible. Honestly, the more people say that, the more I know that I'm probably gonna like it to begin with. I like all the Rian Johnson stuff. Even that one. Hey, Valentine, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. I like it all. I've been a Rian Johnson fan since Brick. I have a hard time believing that a second Knives Out is gonna change that. Even Looper? Even Looper. I'm not one of those people who's like, you know, oh, Looper, like, you know, oh, it's just like at the end of it, it stretches the bounds of realism. I'm like, it stretches the bounds of realism to begin with. I'm supposed to believe that Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a good actor, grows up to be Bruce Willis, a bad actor. Sorry, I don't really necessarily believe that. I just thought it would make for a good punchline. Let me go. Here's the thing. Here's the okay, oh, so the camera, please.
Oh God. What happened here?
Let me guess, you don't like Die Hard? No, Die Hard goes crazy. Die Hard's a great movie. I like a lot of the Bruce Willis films. Sixth Sense, still a good movie, obviously. Die Hard, of course. The whole 9 yards, nobody talks about it in the modern parlance because it's kind of a forgettable comedy, but it's a good movie. It's probably the only good movie Matthew Perry was ever in his whole life. 12 Monkeys, amazing movie. Probably the best Bruce Willis movie now that I think about it. Fifth Element, that's really good too. Now that I think about it, never mind. I'm not staking a claim on any Bruce Willis movie being the best Bruce Willis movie until I think about it some more. Harrison and Lewis Lee, 6/21/08. Pulp Fiction, I forgot about Pulp Fiction. Somebody left a fridge open. Armageddon? Well, listen. I certainly don't think it's a good movie.
What the hell?
Can I say something, though? I do love the Ben Affleck Armageddon commentary, where he talks about how ridiculous it is that, like, they can't teach astronauts how to drill. They have to teach drillers how to go be astronauts. But, like, with all due respect, the more I've thought about it, the more... Just relax, I'm talking, okay? The more I'm like, maybe that is not, like, a plot hole. Because they have astronauts that are, like, on the mission with them. Like, what do you need to know to be an astronaut who doesn't fly the ship? Like, don't you just put the suit on and then, like, run a bunch of safety drills, obviously, and then just, like, sit in and buckle your seatbelt up? That's, like, I'm not suggesting it's easy, but I actually think that there's probably more nuance involved being a passenger on a space, or being an oil driller, than there is being a passenger on a spaceship. Yeah, if Jeff Bezos can do it, if William Shatner could do it, then that's all I'm saying. But regardless of whether or not he's right or wrong, it's a very funny clip. All right, we'll endeavor to not let that happen. Notice. Well, I hope that's not important. That could have killed me. Could have killed me right there. There's broken glass. Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong. I imagine it's like, sorry to be the guy who goes on a Disney cruise and then is like, I imagine it's like a cruise. But like when you're on a cruise, you know, before you can have fun, they're like, you have to do this safety drill. And they're like, in the event that shit goes down, just meet back here and we'll kiss each other goodbye. I imagine being a passenger on a spaceship is like just a more intense version of that, where they're basically like, hey, don't smoke in the cabin. And then like, apart from that, just do whatever the astronauts say. Now, I think if you're the engineer or the navigator or the person, the pilot, the captain, like that, you need incredible training. Don't get me wrong. That's why like 2 people annually get added to the astronaut program. But like, if you're literally just, if you're just going along for the ride, I think you just sit back in the exit row and like, you know, put your Bluetooth headphones in.
I could use that.
Let me in. Use your card. No, you can only use your card when you're allowed. I'm not allowed in this situation, unfortunately. Watching this game this morning made me go play Elden Ring. I think that's fair. Elden Ring is probably a better game than this, if I had to choose. It's tough. It's close. Glad we went back. You know what I was thinking? My Game of the Year list, 2022, is very fluid. You know, I don't really care to put anything down in stone or whatever. There's absolutely no doubt that Elden Ring's number 1 for me. I think that definitely Switch Sports is number 2. Or sorry, not Switch Sports, Rumbleverse. But I've spoiled it now. I feel like Switch Sports actually ends up in my top 5, without a doubt. And it's funny because I don't think it would have even been close, except that like the golf is so good. Like it's so much better than any other game in the pack. What am I doing? How's the Peloton? Well, I probably put more hours into the Peloton than any game except Super Auto Pets this year. That's a gimme, I think. He's doing laps? Well, I think I have to open the door, but they won't let me use my inventory. So I'm just out here combing the perimeter. You know what I was thinking? Because people were talking about Dark and Darker. You know what would be an interesting idea for a way to release a game? And I know this is going to get hate, like a lot of the best ideas in history have gotten before they became the best ideas in history.
I can make that.
The inspiration for this, by the way, is that when I was a kid, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire premiered, okay? And it was like once every 2 months, they would do one episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire a week until like they ran out of episodes. And it was like an event. Everybody was playing Who Wants to Be, or watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. People were calling each other on the phone. Hey, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is coming on this Thursday. Make sure you turn your TV to ABC, right? What happened to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Well, people inevitably just get sick of things over time. Don't get me wrong. But also, it became so popular that they started, Isaacing it, if you'll allow me. So they started playing, 10 episodes of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire a day, and then they had like a daytime version, and then they had Regis retired, and then they had Meredith Vieira hosted, and then they did like, you'd turn on a ABC, and like from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. it would just be Who Wants to Be a Millionaire reruns. People got sick of it, right? Maybe I can interact with this black square. So I was thinking, Dark and Darker got me thinking, it created a moment in games, if only briefly, right? If you'll excuse me here. Everyone was playing it because they knew it was time limited. What if your game was like pretty good but not that remarkable, but then you made it an event? You're like, before it comes out, we're going to do like, once a month for 3 days, we're going to do an event with like, prizes, and the servers are only going to be up for 72 hours. You're going to be able to play enough to wet your whistle and like wish you got more, but you're not going to be able to get more until the game actually came out. You would be like, ooh. They'd set their watches to that, man. So a season pass? Are you even like listening to what I'm saying? No, not a season pass where you unlock like a pickaxe that looks like a flamingo. CSGO cases? You're not welcome. Listen, you're not part of the idea room, okay? You probably have great engineering skills. You get in the basement with the other engineers and you work on this shit. The idea guys are talking right now. We've been very much derided in the past for good reason. But now it's our time to shine, okay? So like an applied linked list? Okay, that's all I want to hear, okay? You know what? You don't get any more of those for free. That's all I'm going to say. Like HQ Trivia, that shit was so annoying. How was it annoying? It's offline 98% of the day. You can't ignore it the 2% of the day that it's on and people are excited about it. Just don't play it. It captivated the nation. No, I said the host was annoying. Okay, well, dude, I don't even know who that guy is. Why are you hurling personal attacks in my chat? You're describing an MMO? What are you talking about? No, I'm not. I described what I described. I'm describing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire circa 1999. People get me mad about artificial scarcity, but have you ever heard of the expression, familiarity breeds contempt? Everyone right now loves Dark and Darker. The game that, what is the Milkshake Duck tweet? Everyone loves Dark and Darker. They're going to love it when the next alpha is, the next closed alpha. Then one day the game's going to release. People are going to play 95 hours of it in 1 week. And they're going to be like, bro, I spawned with an arming sword that does 26 instead of 24 damage. Might as well just kill myself in the dungeon and then like do another scav. Like, it's the thing. People get they start to take it for granted. To some extent, at least for entertainment, like artificial scarcity is like, it can be a bonus. Yeah, I think in some ways, players are destined to try to optimize the fun out of their games. And then when you're like, hey, why don't you just have fun? They're like, oh, so I guess I should play games exactly the way that you want them. Maybe I have fun learning how to not have fun in a game. You know? So I think that to some extent, I think there's something to this. That's all I'm going to say. Is this finally, do we have the right light for our shot here? Nope. I feel like your job is skewing your perspective on this. What you just said has no... You didn't say anything. Why don't you say what you mean instead of just, like, filtering it through an ad hominem? Say what your true sentiment is. What's your true opinion? Don't say this is why your opinion is wrong. What's your opinion? You would rather have a game that's available all the time? Okay, why aren't you playing it right now? Why are you watching me in the only 5 hours of the day in which I'm live? And then when it's 8:59, type in chat, oh, he's going to be late today, lol. Like, what do you do? Some people don't have the time to play limited time games. What the hell are you talking about? It's literally the opposite. Okay, well then some people don't have to play this game. You don't have to play every game. You think anyone has ever died while watching your content? I would give that a no. While watching the content, no. I mean, just a quick back of the napkin calculation. Let's assume that, like, it takes 5 minutes to die. How many minutes do you live for? You know, like 30,000 days times 1,200 minutes. I don't know. We're getting into the millions there at some point. And then you're much more likely to die when you're older, and our demographics skew younger. I would suggest that it's probably unlikely we've had anybody die while watching the stream. Certainly no doubt, though, that we have had people who watch the stream die. That's for sure. I hate this. Charlie, what are we, I don't even... Are we looking for a key? His winky was a key? I never thought I'd see NL play a game like this. This is like the 7th... What are you talking about? Vault beside the door. Okay, thank you, thank you. It's like the 7th supermassive game we played on stream. The last one was like in October. It wasn't even a long time ago. Yo, Aaron, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, thank you. Hold on, I got a vault beside the... This door, beside this door. Of course, of course. No. Oh, yeah. No. That's it. Yeah, okay. Listen, again, this is... Hello, doggy. I'm probably, at this point, being a little too CinemaSins about it. What does it add to the gameplay to have to mantle twice next to a locked door instead of just opening the door?
Yeah, fucking fetch.
It adds a dog? There still could have been a dog. I will not be baited into killing this dog, by the way. There's like a universal truth in horror properties. Animals are not evil. Even in movies with evil animals, it was mankind that made them that way. I think. I don't know. Is that true in Jaws, or is it just a big shark?